Hello everyone, it's Linny, and today I'm going to be setting up my October bullet journal spreads. My theme for the month is honey. Starting off with the title page, I'm just writing October in simple bubble letters, but I'm using a light orange first to make the top of each letter look like honey dripping down. Then I'm just filling in the rest of the letters with a black marker. In the space on the left of the page, I tried to keep it pretty easy and simple by drawing a bunch of hexagons to make it resemble a beehive. However, even though I thought it'd be easy, I didn't realize how bad I was at drawing nice symmetrical shapes. So if you look closely, there's many chubby ones and many elongated ones. Yeah, I was going to leave it at that, but I thought maybe it was a little bit too plain, so I went in with two different colored fine liners to draw a few hexagon outlines, a little offset from the layer underneath. Usual, I have my little motivational page on the left. I decided on a bee pun this time to match the theme, and it says, I believe in you. I'm writing the I and in you in plain bubble letters, and I'm leaving space in the middle to doodle a bee and a leaf. To draw the bee, I drew like a really chunky pill shape with a tiny point on one end. Then I just colored in the stripes with yellow and black. Drew on a little face, the wings, and antennae. I also put two small dots in pink as blush right under the eyes. When I looked at it, the eyes were honestly a bit creepy, so I used a white paint pen to put two tiny dots in each eye, and I think that made it look much better. To the right of the bee, I just drew a really simple green leaf. Again, I drew little hexagons, but this time I went all around the page. I continued with the fine liner hexagons on top too to make it match the right page. Then I just drew a line border in a light brown between all of the hexagons. I realized I forgot to write in the calendar under October on the right page, so I went ahead and did that. Are for the monthly calendar. I used the honey drip bubble letter font again to write October in the top left corner. Then I drew rounded boxes for each day in a few different shades of orange and yellow. The yellow was a little bit light, so I colored in those boxes, and I thought it made the page a bit more interesting. I also colored in a small circle at the top of each box to write the dates in. There are 7 boxes in each row for each day of the week, and 5 boxes in each column. I used black to outline the extra boxes that weren't part of October, and I used the same orange as the beehive hexagons to color in spaces for the days of the week at the top of the calendar. decided to draw little doodles in the extra black boxes. I filled 2 with simple flowers, 1 with a honey dipper, and the last one with dashes leading up to a bee I drew next to the month. Then I just scattered some more flowers around to fill up the empty space. And lastly, I went back to fill in all the dates and days of the week. Flipping over to the next page, we have my steps tracker. Even though I didn't meet my goal on even one day last month, I still liked having a visual tracker of my steps, so I decided to include it again. I used the honey bubble letters to write steps, leaving enough space on the right to write tracker, just in my regular handwriting. Then in the extra space between the tracker and the title, I drew another little bee and its flying path. For the actual tracker, I made it look like a typical bar graph layout with the days going down and the number of steps going across. Instead of coloring in actual bars though, my plan is to draw dashed lines leading up to a tiny simple flower, ending wherever my number of steps was that day, and then writing the exact number next to it because I just always like to know. On the right side, I'm starting my daily spread. Instead of the honey bubble font that I've been using, I decided to mix it up a little bit and still do the bubble letters, but I surrounded the letters in the honey color as a background, and I tried to make it look like it was dripping down towards the hexagons I was gonna put there. I made the boxes for each day look just like how I did on the calendar page, with the same colors, even coloring in the yellow boxes, except this time I left space at the top of each box for the day and date. This pattern continues on the next 2 pages for the rest of the days in October. for a drawing, so I chose to draw a jar of honey with a few flowers around the bottom of it. I added a honey dipper right next to it and a bee coming out from the flowers. Also a bit of space on the top of the left page, and I thought that was just enough space for some washi tape. I didn't have a honey or bee themed one, but I found one that had like a shiny gold pattern on it that I thought was close enough, so I used that. Over on the next page, we have my last two trackers for my habits and mood. I made the title for both just like I did with the steps tracker earlier. For the habit tracker, I left space on the right of the title for a little drawing of a beehive hanging on a branch with a bee coming out of it. Then in the honey color, I colored in a spot for each habit that was 7 boxes wide for the days of the week under it, which I labeled. This part is actually so annoying to me. Like, I love watching videos of other people doing it because it's so satisfying and like neat, but my hand starts hurting and cramping after numbering about like 3 of them. So then the rest is just me trying to get through it as quickly as I can as I watch the numbers become more and more slanted and vary more and more in size. But yeah, after that I just labeled all the habits for the month. On the right side, I put the title in the center of the page and drew hexagons all around it to make it look like a beehive. I made sure to draw 31 for each day in October, as well as an extra 5 for the key. Anything that was extra, I drew blue and purple flowers in them / in between them, leaving only 36 whole hexagons so that I knew which ones to color in for each day. Then I outlined all of the hexagons in a black fine liner. I made the key on the bottom right going down vertically. I just colored in each with one of the 5 colors that I plan to use, and then I drew a face in each indicating my mood. Last but not least, we have the memories page. On the bottom right, I wanted to draw a bottle of honey in a bear shape, like how they always sell them. I just drew a really simple bear made up of circles and ovals and colored it in one color. I also drew eyes with the white paint pen details and a tiny dot for the nose. On the top left, I used the Honey Bubble font to write October again, and then under it I wrote memories in regular bubble letters. In the last 2 corners, I colored in some more hexagons and went went back with fine liner for the offset hexagons. And to tie it all together, I used a light brown marker to outline the border in between all the doodles, just like I did on the very first page. And that's all I have for October's spread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all liked it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!